All right, everyone, and welcome back. Today we have a update from the devs on Kaiju number 8 and things to expect. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Hey, what should we be doing?" All that stuff, which there's more to it than I think people realize, because at the end of the day, a lot of it is like, yeah, you need to be working on all of your account stuff, your character stuff. You need to be grinding their levels, their gear, all. That's what you should be doing. But they have another update here for us, so let's go ahead and dive in. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I've already lost my voice from the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We've done so many Kaiju number 8 videos. There's so many more I'm going to do, and we're going to start getting into the showcases for these characters as I personally build them up and all that stuff. It's going to be a ton of fun. If there's videos you guys want to see, please post them down below as well. All right, the Kaiju number 8 development team would like to share a message of gratitude with everyone, along with details on the upcoming game contents. I'm going to make this full screen. That helped a little bit. In the near future, we plan to release new events and add a new chapter. We hope you continue to have fun with the game. Okay, yeah, we will continue to have fun. Thank you. By the way, if you want to interact with me on Twitter, feel free to. Linked down below in the description. If you have any questions, anything like that, follow and then hit me up. I appreciate it. After years of development, we're so excited to announce that Kaiju number 8, the game, officially launched on August 31st. Whether you are a longtime fan of Kaiju number 8 or new to the series, we sincerely hope you enjoy it. We've been working hard on this project in the past several years with the goal of aligning the release with the broadcast of Season 2 of Kaiju number 8, the anime. Okay, that confirms what I was saying in my stream earlier. If you were there, you heard it, but I'll bring it up later. We couldn't have done it without the incredible support of many people, including the original author, Naoya Matsumoto, excuse me. For all you dedicated Kaiju number 8 fans out there, we hope you'll enjoy diving deeper into the ever-expanding world of the game's main story, which features a unique original storyline. I think that's really cool how these games have lately been getting help from original authors to make these unique storylines and design these characters. Like, that's been pretty fun to see this trend of this over the last number of years. If you're new to this series, we highly recommend the Memories mode to experience the original Kaiju number 8 story from the manga and anime firsthand. We hope this game inspires you to check out the original manga and anime. As for those of you who have already completed the main story, we've got some serious challenges waiting for you. Be sure to test your skills in the Fierce Battle area and expeditions. And that's another thing too. Those two modes specifically. This is quite literally, they must have saw this question floating around. I have been asked so many times. I've cleared the whole story. I've done with everything in a couple of days. What do I do? Firstly, if you've cleared the whole story, that's not all there is to the game. There's, like I said earlier, there's more to do. But these two modes specifically are your goal. Expedition is kind of a little different, but there's a lot in, dude, there's so much in Expedition in terms of like things you need to level up and grind to get. But maybe it's not your flavor, man. I mean, different strokes, different folks. Maybe you don't like the gameplay style. That I can't say anything about that. But Fierce Battle, that's a mode where you just take on harder and harder, progressively harder stages. And then after the 5th stage, it starts asking you to put in other teams. So you will need more than your typical 4 characters that have pushed you through everything. I know I'm talking to some of you guys out there that have used the same 4 characters, right? You found a well-rounded team that worked, and you upgraded it enough to where they blew everything up regardless of if they got a break. Well, now you're going to have to create a team for a different wave. And that's a whole other handful of characters you need to upgrade. We'll be rolling out new content to keep your game experience fresh and enjoyable. Here is some of the content we have planned in the near future. On September 2nd, the 1 million download celebration begins. So the game did hit 1 million downloads already. Awesome. The game's reception is interesting because obviously a lot of people are apprehensive about it because of the Tribe 9 stuff, like the fact that they published Tribe 9 and it lasted for like 3-4 months and then got shut down. Kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. But on that same coin, they have a game that has a really good IP that's been up for 10 years and is one of the most successful gacha games in the world. They've had a couple other ones in there that are mixed in that are kind of just bleh. So hopefully with a decent IP that's popular in Japan, Kaiju number 8 can kind of eat. And I've seen these games more likely to leave these games going, or these devs more likely to keep these games going, if the game performs well, like in like Japan, for example, and then just does okay here. They're okay with leaving it up, right? A lot of games are kind of doing that now. I guess I should say lowering expectation for sales. So I think this game has a pretty decent chance at being a long-standing game. I don't know how long that is. It could be like 3 years. Could be a year and a half. I don't know. It could be 5 years. But I don't think it's going to be going away in a few months, especially with the anime airing right now. On September 3rd, a new event, the Raid Battle, begins. On September 8th, main chapter will be available. The game's journey has finally begun. Our entire development team is dedicated to providing everyone with a worry-free and enjoyable gaming experience. We hope you'll continue to support Kaiju number 8. So, yeah, they're going to have a download celebration. I meant to bring this up, but the download celebration is probably just going to be your typical, which everyone wants, gems, other resources, and tickets. Like that type of stuff. You're going to get probably a login bonus with that type of stuff. In fact, we don't really have like a dedicated login bonus, right, in this game. It's just you do your missions, and there's the other little login ticket thing that for launch already. You're going to get something like that. You'll also probably get a drop of a reward, maybe some gems or something, just as this kicks off day one in your gift box, probably. This is me saying hypothetically. Don't assume, right? Just me hypothetically speaking, to give you a little bit of insight into how these things typically work. So that's cool. Maybe there's going to be other things. Hopefully there's other things like half stamina. Can we get like stuff like that actually feel kind of, or rank experience ×2 across the board? Like, can we get some of that? Maybe not that one, because we'll hit level cap pretty early in this game. But half stamina would be great. Stamina is a huge problem. Which, by the way, back to Expedition, you need to be actively engaging with Expedition for the stamina rewards. Like, you need to get the stamina there. You're absolutely selling yourself short if you're not grabbing the stamina from Expedition. All right, so other than that, the Raid Battle. So Raid Battle, they had some stuff on Raid. I believe Raid was like a world boss type thing where you... my voice is just shot, man. Where you take on enemies, or the enemy, with the entire player base. And based on the damage you do, that's how things go. I don't know if that means there will be a leaderboard system in there for your own damage score or anything like that. I guess it remains to be seen. Also don't know if it'll use standard stamina. Will it use different stamina? Will it not have any stamina at all? Like, There's kind of a few things we need to know. We don't know anything about that, of course. First time seeing it. We'll now, after that launches, know what to do for the next ones, of course. But there's that. And in terms of like characters to try to consider building, people were talking about the Poisoner. I think the Poisoner, the old guy that's running the Defense Force post, the thing that happens in season 2 of the anime, or post a thing that takes place as soon as you enter this game, the big spoiler. But he has a poison. I mean, it's capped percentage of his own attack, so like maybe you build him super high and it can become decent. But, and we'll try it out. But other than that, though, I mean, your typical hard hitters are probably fine. And Mina's probably going to be super good, assuming it's a giant kaiju, because she has that bonus against giants, right? She should be really good. Either way, she should be really good because her extra crit damage, all that stuff. If she's built up, she should be fine. Other than that, though, like if you've got a dupe in 5 stars, then there you go. There you go. Seriously, there you go. You know who probably will be the king? The brand new character. Typically what happens is the new character is super cracked in whatever new event that comes out. So that way they can say, hey, or maybe they'll give them like a stat boost of like 10%, 20, whatever. So that they can say, hey, if you really want to do well, go get the new character, right? So, now that I think about it, Reno will probably blitz that content. So I will keep building him as a result. But Chapter 3. So chapters of story are cool. I actually really enjoy watching this, of course, because it's a new original story. Like I said earlier, it's really cool that these games are now kind of doing this, where they're getting more original stuff from the authors. And that's not like that's new. I mean, a lot of times when animes try to add original stuff to these series that are already established, they will get input, they will get designs from these other people. But, I think anime communities are starting to pull back, because for a while, people were super, like, negative about this type of stuff, talking about canon this, canon that. I mean, to me, I think you could look at that multiple ways. To me, what's canon is whatever the author says is canon. And if they think that this stuff they're making for these games fits into their story perfectly fine to retroactively add it in, then fine, right? Maybe it's not canon, it's the original iteration of that work, but Yeah, and I'm not trying to argue that this stuff is canon, but it's just nice to see that this is kind of happening. Something very similar happened in Solo Leveling, where they did that. But this game will need it because this game will be doing a lot of original characters, and that's my next thing. The next gotcha, I'm curious about when that will be. They're giving us an announcement for Chapter 3. Will there be another gotcha in that day? I'm curious about that. That's a week from now. I'm curious if we'll get another gotcha on that. Not that I want it. I just want to know their release schedule. I kind of feel like things may be expedited because it's global launch and they want to capitalize on all the hype as much as possible. But I'm curious if there's a gotcha launch there. So, all right, let's go ahead and wrap this. I wanted to see if they put anything else out, though, just to make sure there's nothing else I'm missing while we're here. No, nothing. Okay. Well, this is the 1 million thing that they talked about. Let's see some of the chats. Next banner is Sagan, please. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, like, first comment, one of the first comments is give us the new original character. Sagan, I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. They have the original characters, and they haven't even introduced all of them yet. But I'm actually surprised that she's not playable yet. So I really do wonder if she's going to pop up as a gacha character super fast. Super fast. Especially, you know what's going to happen? Is if she has a really big thing she does in Chapter 3, she's going to absolutely release. Absolutely. Because, you know, she was, I don't want to spoil it, but she teases something in Chapter 2. So, like, maybe she shows it in Chapter 3, and then they have that as a character. You know? Not a word about the Steam version, yes. Or why emulators don't work. See, I guess people have been having problems with this, but I've seen a couple people using emulators. I'll have to ask them how they're doing it. But I wasn't able to get an emulator to work either, and so I just gave up. In fact, I had an emulator flat out tell me the game isn't supported on my emulator, which is weird because every other game works, but for whatever reason, Kaiju wasn't. So what do you think? Yeah, I would love to get some of these other characters. Still no update on PC client. So when is the Steam version released? There's no release on Steam. Okay, so everyone wants to know about Steam and Discord server. Everyone wants to know about Steam. Yeah, they haven't said anything about that. I'm looking forward to that too because this game is capped at 30 FPS on the phone. 30 FPS. My phone goes like 5 times higher than that. 30 FPS. In fact, it goes like 6 times higher than that. 30 FPS. Okay, 6 is a bit much. Okay, anyway. 30 FPS. Why? For what reason? I do not understand why. Why couldn't that be an option in the game where it's 30 to 60? What the hell? So, last thing. Remember when I said that kind of fit into my theory when they said this game was... They really wanted to get it out for Season 2. This game was rushed. I think there's quite a lot of features like, a 30, 60 FPS slider that's just inexplicably not in the game. It's dumb. But I don't see a way to upgrade more than once at a time. Like, why can't I click an arrow and go 5 upgrades on this skill level? Why does it have to be one at a time? Like, there's a bunch of things like that just seem like oversights that they just haven't thought of, or just it's like in test, hasn't been implemented yet. This game didn't have a single test. There was no closed beta, nothing. It just came out. In fact, when I can tell you right now, when the hell did they even announce this game? In April. In April. So it had just turned to September. So I said like 3 months. Okay, give them 4 months, give or take. They announced this game roughly 4 months ago, and it's already out and global launched, right? By the way, the Naruto game that I did a video on, it's gonna have something similar happen. They haven't even really gotten to promoting it. It's gonna drop like a month later. For the record, I already know when it's coming out. If Naruto Ninja Cards, I did a video on a couple months ago. If you're interested, it's fun. It's much better than it was back then. Anyway. Literally So, like, I think that they really wanted to get this out so it can coincide with season 2, because if you think about it, they didn't really have a choice, because season 3 wouldn't be this year. So, if they wanted it to launch with peak hype around this series because of the anime, it had to be right now. And so they kind of forced it out. That's also why there's nothing on the PC client. The PC client didn't launch day one like you would typically expect. So I think this game was pretty rushed. That's not to say that I think the game isn't good. I think it's good. I enjoy it. I'm playing it. I'm covering it. But I think there's quite a lot missing from the game that should hopefully get fixed soon. But yeah, having them say we really wanted to get it out for season 2 and we were able to do it, which is huge, right? That's huge. Don't get me wrong. That just confirms to me what I thought. They just put out something else. What is this? Notification from the dev team. Oh, it's the same thing, just in a different language. Okay, I'm seeing it on my phone. You guys aren't seeing that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap there. If you haven't seen it already, I did a video where I covered all this stuff that's been in the game so far, guides, etc. Top SR or 4-star characters you guys should be using. Make sure you check them out. I'm gonna get out of here. My voice is shot, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.